Now available in paperback and e-readers. Spellbound, a darker shade of black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. Last Monday, The Business, aka Jason Black, exposed Just Pearlie for just being the racist and white supremacist she actually is. Now, over the course of his live stream, The Business then played some video of Just Pearlie become on a live stream where she just went into a racist tirade, and as she went out here agreeing with racist and white supremacists, she talked down on most of the black audience that she had gone out here and established in order to elevate herself at the expense of many of the black males in the Mansophere. Now, your Just Pearlie is one of these white girls from Chicago who couldn't make it in America, and she traveled all the way to the UK. And as she was in the UK, she created a platform on social media where she looked to go out here and reinvent herself as this Nawalt, or a not all women are like that, as they call them in men's social circles, the unicorn ideal of a so-called good woman. And as this Nawalt, what Just Pearlie wanted to do was build her base at the expense of many black males in the Mansophere. Now, the reason why Just Pearlie just went to the black Mansophere is because she knew that if she went into white male men's circles, they would basically kick her out of those circles. And in order for her to build her credibility and build her base as related to an audience of subscribers, she needed to find a group of individuals that would eagerly accept her. And because many black males are spellbound and mesmerized by the crystal blue eyes and creamy white skin of a white female, many of them, when they heard Pearlie just telling them what they wanted to hear, quickly started to run to her channel to subscribe, to hear her repeat the talking points that are made by many men like myself. And because this woman was out here telling many of these black males what they wanted to hear, this is how she started laying the foundation for her base as related to her social media presence on YouTube. And as Pearlie built up her base on YouTube with a base of black men, a lot of black males in the Mansophere started to invite Just Pearlie just onto their platforms, just onto their live streams, just onto their shows. And as this woman was invited into their spaces, these males were creating a covert contract where they believed Just Pearlie would just be the Nawalt, or the unicorn, who would represent the perfect woman who would go out here and refute all of the talking points as related to American women, and would also allow them to open a door to go out here and take a shot at the modern American black woman. Because many of these black males, they are so angry at the black woman that they could not sadly see that Just Pearlie was just a white female chameleon. And because they could not see Just Pearlie was just a white female chameleon, they wound up falling for her tricks as she went out here and changed colors to fit into their social circles. And she only wanted to fit into their social circles because she saw a way to enrich herself at the expense of those black men. Because Just Pearlie saw how many of these men in the Mansophere were making lots of money on social media, doing live streams and making videos, and she wanted to go out here and build her base on the black dollar. And she built a very large base on the black dollar as she went out here agreeing with many of these black men. And as she went out here and agreed with those black men, telling them what they wanted to hear, Many of these men possibly were dropping money on many of her shows in super chats. Many of these black men were dropping money on her live streams. Many of these men were dropping her cash apps. And as she was building her base on the black man, on black men's issues, she had elevated herself to a high social status. And what she did as she elevated herself to a high social status was go out here and start to build a very strong subscriber base, the same way many other women on social media have gone out here and taken advantage of the Manosphere. And that's what Just Pearlie was doing up until the point where the business went out here and exposed her. Now, when I take a critical examination of what Just Pearlie was doing, it was no different than what the Fox network did back in the late 80s and what the WB did in the 90s. Now, Fox and WB back in the day were mainstream networks, and in order to build their audience, because they did not have a base with mainstream whites, what they did was go out here and create a lot of content targeted towards black audiences. And as they built up their numbers with black audiences, what both of these networks did was go out here and bolster their numbers in order to get their revenue and ad dollars up. And as they got their revenue and ad dollars up, what they did is once they got to a certain point, what they did was look to abandon the black audience. And that's just what Just Pearlie was looking to do when she decided to go out here and started to stop carpetbagging on the black audience. Once she started to see, oh, I'm getting towards the 100,000 subs, I'm starting to go out here and get towards the silver play button, I'm starting to go out here and make thousands of dollars a month. What this woman wanted to do was she wanted to go out here and practice social media hypergamy by looking to monkey branch away from the black audience that she had gone out here and laid the foundation for her base. And now what she wants to do is monkey branch over to a richer base of customers. And the way she did this was by going on this other live stream with these white supremacists. And as she went on this live stream with this white supremacist, she went out here and actively denounced the black audience that she had taken advantage of within the Manosphere. And as she abandoned that audience by speaking in an extremely paternalistic fashion towards that black audience, she basically called many of those who had supported her pets, and basically saw them the same way the white slave master's wife saw many of the slaves on the plantation. And the way she spoke about those black men who supported her was the same way that the slave master's wife talked about slaves. She just saw them as somebody like in a less than role, even though it was these men who went out here and elevated this white woman to this high social status, because she was the woman who was created their ideals. And again, because she was their ideal, and she was somebody they could use as a bludgeon to attack black women with in their gender war, she was ideal for them there. But what has happened now is now we see that there's nothing different about Just Pearlie, and that Just Pearlie is just another racist white female. And this Just Pearlie, again, just shows me how these racist white females can go out here and play the role of the female chameleon. Now, this female chameleon, again, what she will do is go out here and change her colors to fit into one social circle. But once that social circle no longer meets her needs, what she will do is go out here and look to migrate to another social circle and look to go out here and fit into that social circle. And what Just Pearlie is doing by just showing how much of a racist she is she sees how much more money is in the alt-right, and that's why she's changing her colors to fit the alt-right. showing us the racist that she always was, because the real truth about, as I see it, Just Pearlie, is that she always just was a white supremacist and a racist, and what she wanted to do was go out here and look to, again, build her platform on the backs of black people, again, taking advantage of many angry black males' anger at black women. And as she took advantage of the anger many black males had about black women, she looked to again build her economic base at the expense of a whole bunch of naive black males in the Manosphere who still have not gotten over their mommy issues, who still haven't gotten over the one black girl who did them dirty in junior high school and high school, and who are still seething with anger at black women, that they can't see that they were dealing with a white female predator who was looking to further her agenda at the expense of their feelings. And because these men have not worked out their feelings about black women, this made it where an opportunist like Just Pearlie was just able to come into a black social circle and just come in and exploit that circle for her own gain. And again, many of these black males, they are just so caught up in their anger at their mama, anger at black women like they aunties, anger at a black girl who did them dirty in junior high school and high school, anger at an ex-wife or an ex-girlfriend, so caught up in their feelings about black women and looking to go out here and prove that there is somebody better out there, that they don't understand female nature. Because what Just Pearlie was doing was, again, part of female nature, again, playing the role of the female chameleon, playing the role of fitting into your circle, going out here, building her base by getting you to listen to what she's saying, and because she's telling you what you want to hear, no different than a black pastor. Many of these men took her words as gospel, subbed to her channel, made her into a YouTube superstar, and her reward for all of those black males out there was to go out here and smash kryptonite doo-doo in their faces by going out here and siding with the white supremacist, again showing how she had little respect for black people after she went out here and got her success at black people's expense. Because again, if this bust down had to go and live in Chicago and compete against other white women with her corny and average looks, she wouldn't get that far. And she possibly, when she went to the UK, wasn't getting far over there because, again, many of the white men already saw she was a bust down who couldn't hack it in Chicago. And that's possibly where your Just Pearlie went out here and decided to reinvent herself. And as she reinvented herself as this person who was siding with black people, she then saw her base finally start to grow. And once she saw her base started to grow, she decided, now I'm going to go and join with the alt-right after going out here and being a culture vulture for a couple of years and going out here and looking to leech off of black people. Now she wants to go out here and join the alt-right by being with these racist and white supremacists. She wants to go back to those white guys, and she wants to go back to the alt-right because she believes the alt-right will provide for her in ways that she couldn't get provided for by many of these black males in the Manosphere. Because in that white supremacist social circle, Just Pearlie can just be elevated by the white men she actually wanted to be elevated with, now that she's got some clout in social media. And now that she's with those white men in social media, she can use her platform to further that white alt-right agenda. And that's what Just Pearlie was doing, and that's what she's trying to transition into as related to her platform. But many of these black males, they aren't going to go out here and use their power to unsub from this woman. because again, many of them are spellbound and want to fit into that black box that's acceptable to white people, even though the business has exposed her. What was really sad about many of these black males is they're not going to do what they did to me in 2019 when I went out here and destroyed their narrative about passports and foreign women. I mean, most of those males, they went out here and refused to support me, and I lost 50% of my Patreon support, and I lost a lot of subscribers. I wonder if they're going to do the same thing to Just Pearlie now that she's just shown that she's a racist. Are these black males going to go out here and cancel their subs, cancel their Cash Apps, cancel their Patreon? Critical question I would love to ask many of these black males on the Manosphere. Are you going to go out here and cancel Just Pearlie now that you know that she's just another racist? Are you going to cancel your subscription to her channel because it was black males who built her up? Are those black males are going to have the backbone and the stones to tear this white woman's platform down the same way they tried to tear mine down in 2019 when I tried to help them by trying to let them understand about female nature and white supremacy being global? Are these same black males going to go out here and tear this woman's platform down that they supported? Or are you just going to continue to support the racist because you're so spellbound by those crystal blue eyes and that creamy white skin that most white men in America rejected and most white men in the UK rejected, and she had to reinvent herself at our expense? Critical question I would like to ask all of those black males out here, because these racial carpetbaggers, again, like Jason Black called them, and these culture vultures like Just Pearlie, again, they just want to go out here and build their base at our expense. And again, many in the Manosphere show me that they don't know what manhood is because they get in their feelings when some white or non-black woman starts saying what they want to hear. And when that white or non-black woman says what they want to hear, what they do is go out here and quickly run to support her in order to spite a black woman who hurt them in the past. And as they're looking to spite that black woman, they don't see how they're hurting themselves, because you're sitting up here being mad at some black woman who is going on with her life with whoever she's with, and instead of you trying to find a way to heal yourself, you're looking to hurt this black woman, not understanding those who consort with our enemies are their own worst enemy. And if you consort with your enemies in order to find something better, you're going to find something worse, because what these female chameleons like Just Pearlie do is they go out here and they just take our information and they take it back to the white supremacists and use it towards using it against us. Again, this person is going out here and getting the ammunition to go out here and do you harm. And this is what many black males don't understand about a Just Pearlie. Again, a Just Pearlie being a female chameleon, again, blending into your community, getting all your information, and then getting all your information and taking it back over to the alt-right. That is what she was doing. And again, many black males don't see how just a blonde white woman in a dress may appear attractive to them on the outside, but on the inside she's got the same treacherous nature as many of the ratchet black women they complain about in many of their 11-hour live streams or their 40-minute rant YouTube videos about bad black women. And as I look at it, the Manosphere, again, is a sad state of affairs because it shows how weak and compromised it is at this point. Because if an enemy can come in and get information like this, then this runs totally counter to what the Manosphere, which was originally about, because the original intention and mission of the Manosphere was meant to sharpen up men and build men up to go out here and be strong. But it takes a group of weak men to go out here and get so spellbound over some crystal blue eyes and creamy white skin that they create a covert contract where they think they're going to be able to get into the skid mark jockey thong of one of these white girls because she's telling them what they want to hear, not asking the critical question, why is this white woman looking to come into my space when there are numerous other white females who can go out here and build a platform all their own? Because I've seen many goth white women build their own platform all by themselves. I've seen many other white women build their own platform, and they don't need to go to a black channel or to black YouTubers to get their base built. No, they have enough personality and presence to go out here and do that. And again, that just shows me how whack Just Pearlie was, because Just Pearlie was just a lame female who basically couldn't make it without the black audience. And now that she now has the base to go on without the black audience, now she wants to go alt-right. And now that she wants to go alt-right, she has shown us the racist she truly is. But again, what I wonder is, are those black men going to have the same smoke and fire for her that they had for me when I went out here and made the passport videos in 2019? Are they going to be coming at her with that kind of fire now that they know that she's a racist? Now that they know that she's courting racists and white supremacists, are they going to go out here and give her a cancel? Are they going to come out here and go out here and hold this woman accountable? Those are the critical questions I have to ask all of those black men in the manosphere. Are you going to hold this woman accountable? I mean, you built her platform. Or are you going to have the courage to walk away from that platform and let her get supported by all of those white guys that she wants to be with? That's the critical question I want to ask, because it was your black dollars that made this woman a star. Or are you going to keep supporting a woman who sees you as a pet and a fetish? Are you going to continue to support this woman? That's the question I have to ask many of these black men after she has been exposed by the business, who took care of business to show us who the real enemy is of black people, because we have to watch who is coming to us, and we can't get in our feelings about what they're saying. We have to watch who they are and watch who their actions are. That is the lesson that the business was teaching as related to Just Pearlie, because we just can't let anybody into our circles, and we just can't let anybody come into them, because that's how we lost towns like Rosewood and Black Wall Street. Just letting a woman like a Just Pearlie come into your circle, and as she comes into your circle, she's consorting with white supremacists, and as she consorts with the white supremacists, when she can't get her way, she then goes over to the white supremacists and looks to tear down your social circle and business circle. And that's something many of these black males weren't thinking about Just Pearlie, because again, caught up in those crystal blue eyes and that creamy white skin, thinking that they're going to get a chance at getting into those skid mark jockey draws, not understanding this woman is looking to screw you over, and looking to screw you over by playing chess, because many black men are playing Candyland as related to dealing with people of other races and other nations, not understanding you need to be black first, and you need to be black first because these people, when they come to you, they're putting you last, and they've got a plan to put you last after they get what they want out of you. And that's exactly what happened here with Just Pearlie. This racist just wanted to go out here and again use the black community. And as she used the black community, and we got these guys thinking, oh, I can go out here and get with this white woman, and she's going to go out here and help me out. No, she wasn't out to help you. She was out to help herself. And as she helped herself to a high status. And once she helped herself to a high status, she then looked to go out here and go right back to the white supremacists she always wanted to be a part of. Now, if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, you can find those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find those books in paperback and digital format at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and Target. And if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available on Lulu, John Haynes at Death's Door. The man who rules the world takes on the Greek god of death in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes comic book. Get your copy of the first John Haynes comic at lulu.com today. Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Godbreaker. The man who rules the world takes on the Asgardian god of thunder in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes, Godbreaker at online booksellers today.